If a man ever ghosts you, I don't care what excuse he gives you, do not accept it. Pretend that man is to you.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Girl Chat. On today's topic, we're going to be talking about why men specifically come back after a no contact period or ghosting, which can happen after you initially reject them or a failed talking stage, or most commonly the end of a relationship. And as much as we would like to think it's because they have realized that you are an amazing person, it's rarely the case. And we're going to listen into why they do that. So share this with your girlfriends and let's listen in. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that we stay chatting.
If a man ever ghosts you, I don't care what excuse he gives you, do not accept it. Pretend that man is to you, okay? And the reason why is because the more mysterious the circumstances surrounding the ghosting, the more likely you are to want an explanation, to want closure, and they know that. That's their gateway to get in. They'll ghost you, they'll spend some time with another girl or do whatever they want to do, and their way to get back is when they come back to you and be like, "Hey, I want to explain what happened 6 months ago. Hey, I want to explain. Hey, I feel like I left things on really bad terms and I want to talk." That's their way to get back in. I don't care what the explanation is, it shouldn't be good enough. I got busy with work. We all get busy with work. I lost my job. This happened, that happened. It doesn't matter what the circumstances are. That's his way to get back with you after completely ignoring you. After 4 amazing dates, after 4 amazing months, after 10 amazing years, if they ghost you, let them stay gone forever. You don't need the closure, you don't need the explanation, and you don't need the excuses.
Why do men come back after ghosting you?
Because I can.
Yikes.
And what the you gonna do about it?
Yikes.
Hey, listen, the reason I came back is because I knew I could when I left. You think I didn't notice that you didn't have a backbone while we were in this relationship? You think I didn't notice your lack of boundaries and you said this and you gave me ultimatums and you walked it back and walked it back and walked it back and walked it back? I treated you this way when we was together. I went ghost in this relationship with you. When my emotions was ghost, when my presence was ghost. So now when I want to take a break just to see what the is out there, I only did that because I knew I could come back. I know we talking about this man going ghost, but first let's talk about you going ghost on your boundaries. You going ghost on what you know you deserve. You going ghost on your self-worth. These are the things we need to talk about because some of y'all swear y'all hate ghosts, but you got a closet full of them. That pain and that trauma you ain't addressed. Those negative relationships that still show up in the relationships you have now. Before we talk about that ghost, let's exercise yours first. And when you start doing that, when you start doing that, then now, guess what? What grandma used to say? Quit bringing your in and out of this house. Either you're inside or you're outside.
Oh, he will come back into your life the moment he gets disappointed by the people he thought were better than you. Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be 6 months from now. Who knows? But when he realizes, oh, that's what I had, and now I lost it, that's when he comes back into your life. Usually right around the time you feel like you're finally healing. How do I know this? Because I've been the guy that comes back. See, when I was a lot younger and stupider, I got into a relationship and I did not treat her the way she deserved to be treated. I left that relationship because I thought I wanted something different, only to then realize everything I had and lost. Luckily, she is a super smart girl and realized that even though she was hurt, even though she did miss me, I was not worth it. So he's going to call you, he's going to text you, he's going to go to every length that he can to show you, to prove to you how much he's changed. As a man who's been in that position before, let me tell you this. We usually come back right around the time when we're feeling the most unhealed and unfulfilled. And yes, there are times when we change and improve and become better. I like to think that I'm one of the guys that did become better. But that change, that improvement didn't happen right then and there. It took years. And unfortunately, the majority of guys don't change. So do me a favor, and if you see a call or a text from him, ignore it. Oh, but he's a really good guy with a really good heart. He's just confused and lost at the moment. Yes, I believe you. But the thing is, right then and there is not the most optimal time to go back to him, because us men, we only truly see real change after we've gone through way more trauma than that. So let him go through some trauma. It's good for him. Now, if you could do me a favor and give me a follow here, because I'm gonna make a lot more videos explaining this.
This is the psychology for why men return to a woman's life out of literally nowhere. When you understand the psychology of why men return to a woman's life, you'll understand men overall in a better light. So I'll give you guys a few reasons as to why a man would return to a woman's life. One of the biggest reasons, if not the biggest one, is validation or an ego boost. If a man suddenly disappears for months on end and then you randomly get a message, "Hey, sorry, I've been busy with work," he's not really checking up on you. What he's doing is seeing if you're going to give him access for an ego boost or for validation. You think he suddenly grew some sort of emotions for you? He didn't really miss you throughout this time. He wasn't even thinking about you throughout all this time. He just wants to see if you're there to stroke his ego. The best move here is silence, because when a man does this, he's not offering anything special, anything significant, anything of any value. He's simply checking in to see if you're going to boost his ego or not. Common phrases that he'll say when trying to return back into your life is, "I miss you, let's get back together, I'm so sorry, I made a mistake." Don't give into it. Another reason is the realization that the grass was not greener on the other side. In a lot of cases, men will think that the grass is greener over there on the other side, but then they realize, shit, hold up, this grass ain't even watered. Let me go right back to where that bitch was watered, because this motherfucker looking real yellow and burnt. Some men will leave because they think they can do better, and then they return because they realize they couldn't do any better. It's this idea of having an abundance mindset, the idea that another train is coming along, the illusion of endless and limitless options. But then they get bit in the ass and they realize that dating's not as easy as they thought. So what do? They hope to return back and pick up where they left off. Another reason is loneliness and nostalgia. Men and women process breakups differently on average. While you're crying your eyes out and you're journaling, you're getting therapy for the breakup, he might be out there enjoying himself in casual flings with his friends, partying it up, living a life of excitement. But then that nostalgia creeps in, and the first thing he does is hit you up. When he does that, it's not about wanting you back, it's about soothing his discomfort. Never forget that. And another reason for why men will return to a woman's life is because you were always the safest option. Men love comfort, so they'll always return to that which feels familiar or that which they know is comfortable. But do not make the mistake of believing that just because a man returned to your life, it's about actual love, because usually it's not. Usually it's just about them seeking comfort and them wanting that validation that they are now no longer having because they no longer have you.
This is one of the many comments I got on the last video I did, where I was saying a lot of you guys are dating people who don't like you, which is why they are non-responsive to your needs and very inconsistent. Some of the comments were asking the question, if he doesn't like me, why is he with me? And here is my response. Men with low self-esteem use women as distractions, which is why they can never be with one woman at any given time. What they need is constant validation and reassurance. Their only expression of their masculinity is sex, and so they want more women so that they can continue to sleep with a lot of women, with multiple women, so that they can suppress the feelings that stem from the reality of having been rejected, neglected, and or abused as a child. Until men really heal, until men commit to their healing, we will continue to have a lot of chaos in our relationships. The reason being, they will continue to pursue women who also lack standards and values. And I say this because a lot of women think that this question is a valid question. But the most valid question is, why am I still giving an unhealthy man access to me? Why do unhealthy men still have access to me? That's a better question, because then that helps you to realize that there is also a role you are playing in this whole dysfunction and chaos. You have to understand that a lot of you women have also not healed, meaning that you and the men have not done enough work into raising your self-awareness. You have not done enough work into developing yourself so that you can pursue healthy relationships. And so the fact that this man can still have access to you suggests that you also have your own emotional wounds, and that this relationship is also a distraction. It's also rescuing you from something that you're not ready to confront. And so it's not only the men that are unhealthy. Anytime you're in an unhealthy relationship with someone and that relationship has lasted for more than 2 months or a month, it's usually because you are also struggling with something, and that relationship is also serving some kind of a purpose. It's meeting some kind of a need. And so before you ask the question, why does these men still come back to us? Ask the question, why is it that when they come back, they still have access? If men could really heal, if a lot of men could genuinely work on themselves and heal, I promise you, a lot would change in our relationships. Reason being, most of these men are responsible for the state and quality of these relationships. As a matter of fact, science and one of the studies proves that men are responsible for 80% of what happens in a relationship. And so, the chaos and the dysfunction we're experiencing in our relationships is simply a reflection of most of men's mental health and the quality and the state of their choices.
Why men come crawling back? Oh yeah, this is going to be a painful one, so if you watch it all the way through, just be prepared. There are 3 reasons. 1, he couldn't find anyone better out there. 2, he can't stand the idea of no longer having control over you. And the last one, he sees the value in you and actually wants to make a change. It's most likely not that one, so don't get your hopes up. Let's focus on the first one. He understands that when he goes out into his life, there's only a certain amount of women that will tolerate less than nothing. And that's you. He knows that he can disrespect you. He can breadcrumb you. He can cross your boundaries. He can mistreat you and you'll still take him back because you have no self-respect. And he knows in the real world, that's never going to happen with other girls. When he realizes that, he realizes it's probably best if he sticks to disrespecting you. Number 2, and this one is a doozy, he can't stand the idea of no longer having control of you. This one breaks down to what most things with men break down to. It's about ego. The idea that you would no longer break your back, literally break your back, to do whatever he needs you to do, whenever he needs you to do it, makes him feel like he's no longer the man. And sometimes he wants to be reminded that he's the man, that if he really, really wanted to, he could tighten his grip around you and take you wherever he wants to take you.
When are you going to realize that the only reason why he's breaking no contact and bothering you is because he lacks consideration of you and anyone else other than him and his feelings? That's right, you're thinking it's romantic. You're thinking, oh my God, it's because he loves me. It's because he's thinking about me. It's because he knows how amazing I am, and maybe he's going to be different this time, and maybe he actually sees the potential, and maybe he's actually going to get that BetterHelp subscription, and maybe... It don't mean a damn thing. It don't mean a damn thing. He left you. He hurt you. He's the one that did ratchet activities. Yet he's bothering you and picking and prodding. And you know what's even worse? He's still not taking full accountability. You know what's even worse? He's still dragging you subconsciously and around the corner and back again. You know what's even worse? Is that he's probably still talking to that girl that he destroyed the relationship with. He's probably still out in these streets being the mayor of Tindertown. He's probably swiping all over the Tri-County area, and he's hollering at Hooters waitresses to the point where he got kicked out of the damn wing spot. Because it's the number one word that you need to adopt and realize in terms of who you need and to find in a healthy man, and it is consideration. Consideration, consideration, consideration. I don't care how funny he is. I don't care how exciting he is. I don't care how much potential he has. I don't care if he's 6'5" and he got it like that. Consideration. Is he considerate of you and your feelings? Because a man who's emotionally mature and self-aware, he knows he hurt you. He knows he did you dirty. So why would he bother you when he knows damn well he doesn't have the capacity to care for you? And what you need to do is not see this as a potential opportunity, but see it as you enabling someone in their toxic function. This is how this works. This is how the toxic relationship and cycles work, is a man taking destructive action based on his insecurity and a woman enabling that action based on hers. It's time for you to break the cycle today by looking in the mirror and seeing what's precious, seeing what's beautiful, and seeing what's abundant. And if you don't see that, then what the hell are we even doing, boo-boo? It's the summer. You should be shaking your ass with the girls drinking mimosas. Cry a little bit. Cry a little bit. Crying's okay. That's emotional pooping. You should cry. But you should also be processing through this breakup, because don't forget, it ended for a reason. And the number one question to ask yourself is, what do I get to do now that it's over? And what do I have to deal with again? And is it worth enabling this man's ratchet activity? And you're like super cute, and I'll talk to you later.
Have you ever had a guy disappear and then randomly come back like nothing happened? Yeah, let me tell you why he does that from a man's perspective. And don't hate me for saying this. Actually, I don't care if you hate me. He is not coming back because he misses you. See, there are 3 reasons why he comes back, and none of them are love. Reason number 1, validation. He still wants to see if he has access to you, if he can get you. Reason number 2, regret. Yeah, he thought he could replace you, and then very quickly he found out he couldn't, and now he comes back. Reason number 3, loneliness. He doesn't miss you. He misses the comfort you gave him. And when I say that he doesn't miss you, I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm saying that because it's true. Because listen, if he truly loved you, if he truly cared about you, he would never have risked losing you in the first place. And now that he's coming back, he's gonna talk in your ear and try to manipulate you into believing that he really missed you, that he's changed. And these are the manipulation behaviors that I talk about in my book. If you don't believe me, look at what she said about my book. She said, I talked about all of this with my therapist using the book as a reference, and she completely agreed with it. In fact, she was the one who also called it a masterpiece. My book will teach you to never fall for what a guy says ever again. You will be able to see the manipulation coming from a mile away. You don't even have to read the whole book. Just read like 2 pages and you'll understand everything that I'm saying and how easy and simple it is to change your entire life. If you want to get my book, just go to my profile and go right here, and then you're going to see this page, and it's this book right here.
Listen to this. 5 reasons, ladies, men come back. 1, he sees you're happy. So that you're happy is actually hurting his ego. See, sometimes when people leave, they don't want to see you happy. They want to see you damaged. When they see you damaged, they feel like they've done their job, because some men come to destroy and some men come to build. That particular man has come to destroy. Number 2, he may notice that your life is looking like it's taking a turn for the better. So it looks like you're economically doing better. When men see that, sometimes they realize, especially when they see that you could do better without them, they get a little insecure, because a lot of people date for all the wrong reasons. See, there are a ton of men out here right now dating only to hurt women. They're not trying to build up a lot of women, because a lot of them haven't built themselves. Number 3, he may suffer from abandonment issues. So therefore, he'll leave the situation and ultimately see how far he can leave and try to sneak back in when he see that you get too far. There are men that do that throughout the duration of your life, and the more you allow it, the more he'll do it. So it's the constant battle of coming back whenever I feel like it. If you allow that to happen, you're going to always be the comeback whenever I feel like it victim. Number 4, he may be bored with the person he left you with. See, sometimes men and women leave people for the wrong people, and then ultimately they realize they made a poor choice, so they try to return. See, don't give that person access. Tell them to go back to the place that they left you for and the person they left you for. Because the reality of all things is, they would have never left you if they thought you were the one. 5 is the most intricate one. He may return because he realized he lost something great. So this person, that's a 50-50 situation. That's a toss-up. You have to decide that one, if you allow him to come back or not. Because again, sometimes things might not have been the right time. So now that person could have grown up and they could have changed. But you got to play that very, 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 very strategic, and don't allow it to be easy. Easy access becomes easy problems. Don't let that go over your head.
Men always come back because they are conditioned to come back. I'll explain. What's up, y'all? I'm a personal development coach. I work with women specifically to navigate love, dating, healing, and what a man's thinking. So you got to think, like, does this happen 100% of the time, 10 out of 10 times? No. But why do they? And it usually is based on how they even dealt with the breakup to begin with. So everyone thinks it's this romantic gesture. It's this beautiful feeling. Oh, they miss me. They love me. The this, the that, the ba, ba, ba. When in reality, they never knew how to sit and deal with themselves, because they always had a woman to give them a sense of validation, a system of distraction, a system of something in terms of everything but dealing with themselves.
So I'm talking to the ladies that have exes that immediately moved on with another woman, or maybe they immediately got on a dating app, or they immediately started hollering at other women immediately. That's showing you that they don't want to sit with their emotions and their feelings, because it takes time to process a breakup. Yes, even if you're a guy. Yes, even if this a guy initiated the heartbreak. So you tell me how he handles himself in his own solitude, if he could even do that, and I'll tell you if he's going to come back or not. Because if he immediately was running to other women or immediately was in these streets, he's going to come back. Because it shows that he doesn't know how to sit with himself. And again, although it may seem romantic, it's a conditioning of him going to what is familiar, going to what is safe, going to what is all that. And I'm going to dive into another video of how to navigate if it's genuine or not, because there are moments of genuine reconnection, but more often than not, they come back because it's what they're conditioned to, because they don't know how to deal with them.
You do not win anything if and when they come back. Do not fall victim to the, oh, hey, what's up? Hey, was thinking about you. Hey, I miss you. Hey, da-da-da-da-da. Run for the fucking hills. The only way that you win is by you standing firm in your decision to leave, or learning that you were discarded. Learning that you were discarded. They pushed you to the side, didn't give a fuck about your emotions, and now all of a sudden want to come back. When they show you who they are, believe them the first time. You don't win because they come back. You're going to lose. If you've already begun the detachment, if you've already begun to realize your worth and know that that man ain't shit, you do not win anything by him trying to pursue you. He just realizes that you are getting out of his grasp because he ain't heard from you. That no contact is working. You blocking him is working.
Why do men continuously come back to a woman's life after they've clearly seen that she has gotten over him already? There's a few answers to that, but there's one that I want to focus on in specific, and it has a lot to do with the male ego. In order to understand why a man keeps coming back into a woman's life after she clearly wants nothing to do with him anymore, it's also important to understand that some relationships are influenced by power dynamics. So when a woman truly moves on from a man, she has emotionally detached from him, but not only that, she's regained her self-worth and regained her power, and this is disruptive to the man's ego. A lot of men can sense when a woman is emotionally available, so the moment that he realizes she's starting to forget about him and actually get over him, she has now become emotionally unavailable. She's no longer reaching out, she's no longer looking for his validation to fill in the void that she may have. Now he's the one reaching out to her, he's the one that has to contact her, and he's the one that has to do everything to hear from her, and this is a direct attack to his ego. When a woman stops caring about a man that she once cared for, it is unsettling to the man, because he's now realizing that what he once had, he took for granted. He's realizing that she's actually forgetting about him and moving on and having a better life without him. Her forgetfulness becomes a sort of a power, and the interesting thing is when a man comes back into your life, it's not always about the woman. It's not always about missing the woman or wanting her back. Sometimes the man will come back into a woman's life because he misses the feeling of being desired, the feeling of being validated, the feeling of being craved for. It ain't always about wanting the woman back. Sometimes it's about wanting that feeling back. Not only that, but when a woman truly forgets about a man and gets over him, this challenges his ideas of being irreplaceable. He once thought he was irreplaceable, but now he's seeing that this woman is truly moving on without him and having a better life. He's thinking, damn, I'm a lot more replaceable than what I thought I once was. Here we have a man who thought that he was irreplaceable, and now he's realizing that he's actually very replaceable, and he cannot live with the fact that he is replaceable because of his ego. Drop the ego, gentlemen. It is killing you.
I'm a toxic ex. Of course, I'm gonna cry for you back and say that I was fighting demons. I'm a toxic ex. Of course, I'm gonna say I'm gonna change. And I change for a week, and then I go right back to who I am. A toxic ex. Of course, I'm gonna get your name tatted on me to show you how much I love you.
These men are fully aware that they're toxic, and they take pride in how much they could put you through and you still stick around. They just want to come in and disrupt your life every time they even think that you're moving on. These men don't truly want you. They just don't want to see you happy with somebody else. Some men are addicted to toxicity. They don't believe that a woman loves them if she isn't throwing things, if she isn't yelling, if she isn't screaming, if she isn't cursing them out, if she isn't slashing their tires. Like, some of them, they grew up with this level of toxicity and they don't know how to accept love or be in a loving relationship unless there is a hint of something toxic in it. You can't help those people. You can't save those people. Some men don't come back because they're sorry. Sometimes they come back because they want another chance to do it again.
Rule of thumb, men always come back. Like, we know this. This is a proven fact. This is a hashtag fact. Men always come back. And when they come back, you have to realize that you hold the power. Like, in this dynamic, in this situation, really, that's all you want, right? It's about who has the power now. And bitch, you better believe that when the power is in your motherfucking hands, you do not give it up. You do not give it up. You do not reply to the text. You do not reply to the calls. Why? Because it shows that you have control. It shows that you are no longer vibrating and operating off of a low vibration and a low frequency. When you don't answer the phone calls, when you don't answer someone messaging you back after days, months, weeks, whatever, it shows that you have now learned how much you value yourself and how much respect you have for yourself. And you're not gonna give that up just for some fuckface who's not sure about you, because what the fuck is that? I'm not here to stroke your ego, and I'm not here for validation. And oh my God, I'm so sorry you thought I was always gonna be here. So sorry, bitch, that door is closed. That door is closed. Start saying no to these absolute morons and start making room for things that you actually want in your life. Is this genuinely the person that you want to be with? No, they're probably just activating your attachment style. And you're probably just so hung up on wanting to be the girl that he changes for, wanting to be the girl that he makes it happen for, you want to be the girl. Which is like, we've all been brainwashed to be this girl or to want to be her. And this just puts you in a position of being a doormat, okay? And that's not the vibe for 2023. That's not the vibe for you. That's not the vibe for me. It's not the vibe for any of us watching this video, okay? Because we understand our worth and we know what we want, and we're not gonna settle. We're not gonna settle for some moron who can't get his fucking ass out of his elbow. Do you know what I mean? Or his elbow is out of his ass, or whatever the fuck that saying is. I've been in this situation. Have you ever just contemplated, like actually contemplated every single thing that this person has put you through, and then think about like your future self with them? Like, logically think about it. Like, don't romanticize it. Don't get into a Disney movie now. Think about it logically. How would this relationship pan out and go? Because he's I'm so sorry, you're not the exception to the rule. He's not gonna be like, you're not going to be the girl that he changes for, that changes him. It's that false hope that we're given. And I think that as women, we just have to start looking at things really at face value for what they are. Do you know what I mean? Put your emotions aside, really look at it. Is this how you would want your best friend or your daughter to be treated? And how would you tell them to respond and react? Because that's the way you should be reacting. Love you.
Why do men always come back? And the number 4 reason, but it's because the streets are cold. A lot of times men will realize 2 things. They'll realize that what you were willing to offer them and give to them was way more than any other girl is willing to offer them and give to them. Because now that I go out into the real world and I meet new girls, I realize majority of those girls are not capable or even have the desire to do the things that she was doing for me. The second realization is even more painful than what I just mentioned, and this is actually what a lot of guys go through, where they go out into the world thinking that they're all big and bad because they got you. I'm so amazing, I can go out and get any girl that I want to. They go out into the real world and they realize, actually, I don't have as much game as I thought I did. Actually, I'm not as cool as I thought I was, because when I go on to the Miami Strip and I try to compete for all of the baddest bees, I realize all these other men got Rolexes. I realize all these other men driving Ferraris. They got a lot of stuff that I don't have, and they get humbled. and they think to themselves, damn, this actually isn't everything it's crept up to be, because I'm chasing around a lot of women that actually don't care about me. But that realization will motivate a lot of men to say, wait a second, girl, you know you my princess, right?
Why do men commit after you have moved on? Let's talk about it. So you were in a relationship with someone or a situationship with someone, and they decided, you know what, it's not going to work. Maybe even you decided it's just not right. And you both decide to go your separate ways. After a short time, you get that text. What you doing? You're like, what? He says, you know I've always loved you. You know I always care. You're the best girlfriend I ever had. Can I see you again? And you're thinking, wait a minute. You broke up with me. Suddenly he's in your inbox, he's on your phone, he's texting, he's calling, and you're trying to figure out, why does he want to come back now? Here's a couple of reasons. One, he might have gotten wind that you're seeing somebody else. There's nothing that sticks in a guy's craw like FOMO, fear of missing out. He can feel that you've moved on, and he knows what other guys are going to get. And he doesn't like that. Here's another reason that he might be coming back. He's lonely. Women don't know this, but guys get lonely very fast. Most guys don't have a lot of guy friends to hang around with, to cry on their shoulder, and to have one more glass of wine. Most guys deal with their conflict right in here. Here's another reason. Maybe that other girl he had in mind fell through. When you've got somebody, it's easy to find plenty of somebody else's. But once you've got nobody, it can be a lonely place. Here's another reason. He discovered that fixing it might be easier than starting over. Sometimes there's unresolved conflict. Sometimes there were issues. And sometimes a guy needs that time away to figure out what's really going on and what's really important. There's nothing like time and distance to sober you up. Here's the last reason. He might just be feeling guilty. He knows what he did. He knows why he did it. And he might actually just feel bad. But here's what I want to tell you. None of these are good reasons to get back together. Don't get back together because he wants to. You get back together because you want to. And it makes sense for both of you. Hit follow for more.
The most dangerous kind of man is the one that leaves and comes back. He keeps leaving and he comes back. Every 3 months, hear his ass come like a motherfucking helicopter floating around trying to see what's going on. This man will confuse you for the rest of your life if you let him. This is the same man that will lead you to poverty. He has no provision. He has no direction. He has no core sense of self. He has no heart. He can't even stand on what he said. And if you one of them ones, if you one of them ones like, oh yeah, he know where home is. He just can't stay away. He just keeps coming back. Okay, baby girl. Is that what it is? Or are you just always open for business? Are you just low-hanging fruit? Are you just a revolving door? A low barrier to entry? Don't look, the joke is on you. Why he didn't stay the third time he left? Why he didn't stay the fifth time that he left? Why he don't never stay? Don't flatter yourself, baby. The joke is on you. I always believe when a man says that he's not ready for a relationship, this is not what he wants to do, y'all not on the same page, he doesn't want that, because at least he stood on what he said, okay? You need to close the door. It may hurt a little bit. It may hit you in your chest, but at least the man know what he wants. Close the door and let him stand on what he said.
Y'all get in, we gotta chat.
Okay, girl, let's hear it.
Remember that time I came on here and said I was going through a breakup? Okay, he's back. So, if you recall, this was like a month ago I said we broke up. We was only together for 3 weeks, but I've known this man like my whole life. Comes back and he all on like this, I love you.
Out of nowhere? I don't know, girl.
You never said that before. He was just like, you don't love me how much I love you. And so I said to him, like, you really trying to get in my pants? He goes, no, I'm trying to get us down the aisle.
This man could be genuine and have every intention to marry you, but this is also the playbook of raggedy men. A raggedy man loves a lover girl. He loves a girl that wants to get married, because girls that want to get married, They tend to audition, and they love the treatment that they get when women are auditioning for marriage, because you're cooking for them and cleaning for them and showing them what kind of wife you would be. And they eat it all up with no intentions of ever making you a wife. He knows that's what you want, so he's going to pretend like he's the man to give it to you. Let me tell you what's going to happen. He's going to say, I know you're going to be my wife someday, so why should we even wait? Why do we have to wait for a honeymoon and all that? Let's go ahead and be intimate now. I already know you're going to be my wife. And as soon as you start being intimate with that man, characteristics about that man that he never showed you before are going to emerge. And for some reason, you guys are going to have to break up, but not till after he's gotten what he wants from you. Some of these men will say and do anything to get in your pants, even take advantage of an old friendship, even promise you marriage and kids and all of that. I bet if you tell that man you're celibate and you're waiting till marriage, he'll disappear again. Rewatch your own video and watch how your face lights up when you talk about marriage. I bet you that man saw that look too.
There are two reasons why a man wants to come back. When a man has left you because he fell in love with another woman, or maybe he thought in general that he wasn't happy with you. What matters is that the moment he decided to leave, he thought that where he was going was better than being with you. So one of the reasons why he wants to come back to you is because the situation he is in now is not working out exactly the way he thought it would. And that makes him nostalgic about his old life. He now starts to think that what he had with you wasn't that bad after all. And that will make him contact you to test the waters to see if you're still there. And if you respond in a positive way, he will keep you as his backup plan. So he can be reassured that just in case things don't work out the way he thought they would, he can always come back to you. And the second reason why a man wants to come back to you is that he literally misses you. He realized that he made a mistake, because men can sometimes be very impulsive in their decision making. Sometimes they think they fall in love with another woman, but they actually fall in love with the fantasy of that woman. But once he gets to know her, he realizes that with her he has problems as well. They're just different. And that can make him realize that he actually only loves you and not her. But when he contacts you, should you let him back into your life? Because I want you to remember one thing. When a man is in the process of winning you back, he will always show you his very best side. Before you get all excited and accept him back into your life without any boundaries, ask yourself, was he really that amazing as a partner? Because if he really loved you so much then, he would make you a priority in his life and he would never have left you.
The kind of man that dogs a woman out the most is usually the man that she initially rejected. A lot of times these men and their egos will not allow them to be a nice guy after you made them play second fiddle, after you initially rejected them, after it took you 6 weeks or 6 months or 6 years to finally go out with them, to finally give them a date. They will pretend to be the nice guy that you thought they were in the beginning, but the first chance they get to humble you, they will take it. They're mad at you for making them think they weren't good enough, they weren't worthy. So they're going to find a way to make you feel like that. Those are the kind of guy that you're like, you know what, he isn't my type at all physically, but I'm going to give him a chance. That's the guy that wants to cheat on you. Because he wants to make you feel like, you know what, you're not good enough for me either. I'm not saying this is the case for every man. There are some men that really want a chance with you and they genuinely feel like you'd be a good match. And when they get their chance with you, they are not going to blow it. There are also some men who are going to punish you and make you suffer for ever making them feel like they weren't good enough. I don't care if you're way out of his league. Spinning the block and allowing a man that you have rejected several times or for several years finally get a chance with you makes you look desperate. In their mind, some of them are thinking, oh, so the guys that look better than me didn't treat you right, huh? Oh, so the guys that made more money than me didn't treat you right, huh? And now you got to come crawling back to me. I'm telling you, it is a trap. Don't fall for it.
Ladies, follow me because I'm going to go fast. Don't you ever in your life give a man who has pursued you and you have consistently rejected a chance. Because men have egos. And rejection makes that ego take a hit. And a lot of men become vindictive when their ego has taken a hit. And one thing men are going to do for free is get their lick back. Men do not forgive. They do not feel like they have to. They feel like that is for women. And one thing a man can do is hold a grudge. There are a lot of men whose goal to make money was so they could go back and flex on all the women that rejected them. There are a lot of men who pose as friends for years to get an opportunity. An opportunity to do what, you ask? An opportunity to be your support system when you're down. To be your shoulder to cry on when you've had your heart broken. To be the man who uplifts you mentally, but mainly physically, when you're low. To be the man who you finally realize was the one all along, so that he can dog walk you for rejecting him. I can't tell you how many women have been devastated, heartbroken, had their emotions decimated by the man who presented himself as Prince Charming. And let me tell you, that was not an accident. It didn't just happen. He may not have consciously planned it, but he planned it. He knew what he was going to do if he ever got the opportunity. So I'm here to warn you to never give that man, because you've got one around you right now, don't ever give him an opportunity. The reason you're rejecting him is because your intuition knows what's coming. And the day we start trusting our intuition, ladies, is the day we will be a lot safer mentally, physically, and emotionally. There's a lot of you out here right now wondering if you should give that man a chance. You better not. Now I know, because there always is, there's going to be a woman saying, oh, my man chased me for 10 years, asked me to marry him, and I rejected him twice, and now we've been happily married. Now, all I have to say to that is congratulations and good luck, baby. Godspeed. I'm sending you all my love. Because men, the men that I know, it ain't safe. And I'm not trying to wish bad on everyone. I wish every woman gets their happily ever after. But what I am trying to say is there is always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you. Mwah.
More often than not, men will come back after a breakup. See, here's the thing. The difference between men and women is when women go through to do the breakup, they've probably been brewing about it for quite some time. And when they make that decision, it's more final for them. They've kind of mourned the relationship while they were in it. So if they are breaking up with you and they're saying, this is my final decision, like I'm done, they are done. When you look at the guy side of things, it tends to be an impulsive decision. Maybe they're having struggle communicating. Maybe they didn't feel heard after a fight. Maybe they are frankly just a narcissist and it's a form of a manipulation tactic. Either way, for a guy to break up and just to use that as a power move, it is quite common. And it's not to say that this is every guy, but more often than not, 9 times out of 10, it is a common tactic that is used by men. And so the thing as a woman is all you need to do is just focus on you. Go live your best life. Go heal. Go have your glow up, because you draw this energy of what the hell? Why is she doing better without me? And they come crawling back. And then at that point, you're going to have the power to kind of choose whether you want to stick with it or not. But frankly, if it's especially being used as a manipulation tactic, honey, trade up. Not worth it. Don't take a man back that uses a breakup and threatens you with it just to control you.
Never, and I mean never, trust a guy who does this. Men don't just ghost anymore. Now they submarine you. It's something that's become even more common than ghosting. Unlike traditional ghosting, submarining is when a guy disappears for a while. Like a submarine, he goes underneath the surface, but then suddenly he resurfaces out of nowhere, acting like as if nothing happened. And let me tell you, it's not because they were too busy. It's not because he lost interest. It's not because he doesn't think you're attractive anymore. Here's the truth. A man will submarine you for 2 reasons. 1, similar to ghosting, a man will submarine you if there's someone else in his life that he's now prioritizing over you. But another reason is that some men have such a wide rotation of women that he simply cannot keep up with one woman in any kind of consistent way. So he has to make his rounds in order to keep all the girls interested. He'll go quiet, vanish, reappear, acting like nothing happened, because he's trying to fit you in without necessarily losing all his other options. Listen, I'm not saying this is okay. I'm not saying it's the right thing. No one should do this to anyone. But unfortunately, this is just how some men operate in the dating world today. If he suddenly pulls away and then comes back like nothing's happened, don't ignore the signs. He's submarining you, and he's either trying to figure out where you fit in his life, or he's just keeping you around in case things don't work out with the other girls.
So we break up and the guy's been gone, and all of a sudden he comes back. You're emotionally distraught. You're emotionally messed up, and you're trying to figure out why he came back. Let me say this. Because he came back does not mean that he necessarily wants to be with you. There are several reasons why a man would come back. Number 1, sex. He's horny. The sex was great. He missed the sex. Sex is a powerful, powerful motivator, so many men will come back. Now, a lot of times they don't make the calculation of the emotional damage that's going to be done. That is why you have to be super duper careful when he comes back and expresses sex is the reason why. Number 2, you don't need him. He sees that you've moved on, you've established the no contact rule, because Coach Ken has told you about that, and you don't call, you cut off the oxygen, you're not following him on social media, and he sees his life without you. That is a powerful motivator to determine whether a guy will come back or not. Most of the time, we keep running, we keep chasing him, and anything you chase runs. Number 3,
he goes to you, he comes back. He goes to you, he comes back. Why? Why does he keep coming back? If you're like most women, you really want to know why he does this, but I don't know if you could handle the truth. I don't know, was that a good impression? The reason he comes back is not for what you hope it's for. It's not for love. He's coming back for validation, his own validation. You see, it strokes his ego when he finds out, I still got it. She kept the light on for me. She's still willing to let me back in. 2, he thought the grass was greener on the other side, but it wasn't. But here's the thing, he still hasn't chosen you. He's still coming back to that cozy little placeholder that he knows will keep him warm until he finds the woman of his dreams. Number 3, he was feeling lonely. And you might say, oh, well, that's because he misses me? No, honey, he didn't miss you. He missed the energy you were giving to him. There's a huge difference. He liked the comfort. He liked how you made him feel. But will he be there for you if you need him? Will he show up in the way that you need? Absolutely not, because it's all about him. I can tell you for a fact he doesn't love you or even care about you. And you might say, doggone, that's rude. It might be hard to hear, but it's the truth. And the truth is like a Band-Aid. Sometimes you just need to rip it off. Here's how I know he is not interested in you. When men are truly interested, they don't act recklessly because they don't want to risk losing you. They are going to move very carefully and make sure you're good all along the way. Imagine if you had a Lamborghini. You're not parking it any old place. You're not leaving the key in the ignition. You're not leaving the windows down if you're going inside to watch a movie. Why? Because you know what you have and you don't want someone else to take it. Now, here's the biggest mistake a woman can make when a guy circles the block. She hears him out. Do not listen to this man because just like the sirens in Greek mythology, they are going to mess you up. He is going to try to gaslight you and manipulate you and say all the things that you want to hear. Or the guys who really are not invested won't even try to explain your behavior. They just hope you're desperate enough to be grateful that he came back. Stop accepting breadcrumbs. You are wasting time, precious time. Somewhere out there, you are someone's dream girl who would never dream of treating you like trash. Cut off Trevor, cut off Jose, cut off Tyrone. Enough is enough. You done messed around and got some standards.
If you are wondering why a guy is hitting you up, although he broke up with you, although you guys agreed to no contact, this is why. Now, I've been in the dating game for a hot minute, seen it all, done it all, did the work on myself, did the therapy, and now I'm a personal development coach helping people step into their power and love of dating, so I understand the mindset of a man, so I got you. Here's the thing you gotta understand right now. Him hitting you up is not an act of love. Him hitting you up is actually him being selfish. That is right, it's him being selfish, because you gotta understand he hurts you, yet he can't emotionally regulate himself and misses you. Yet he can emotionally regulate himself and realize that he hurt you, that you need to move on with your life, that he did something that was disrespectful, and you should be able to move on, and he should leave you alone because of it. But he still bothers you. He still messes with you. Again, it's because he is selfish. And guess what? Maybe he does miss you. Maybe he does love you. Maybe there is something there. But he made a decision. And he's not coming at you saying, I'm sorry, let's make it work. No, he is having his moments of weakness and reaching out to you. But last time I checked, are you a moment of weakness? So I need you to understand that this isn't an act of love. This is an act of disrespect towards you and himself in terms of your healing and his. And you need to see it as such and know that you need to set a standard of what you are enabling. Because I don't want to hear, no, he's reaching out to me, so then I have to reach out to him. No, no, no. You have to make a decision for yourself of what's best for you and your healing journey. And until he comes correct, you keep on moving. Because I always say this, us men, we know right from wrong. And if we make the decision to do a disrespectful action over a mature one, that says everything about us and nothing about you. So see this as validation for you to actually move on and know that this man wasn't able to be emotionally regulated towards himself or you or a freaking relationship. And if you need help with healing, you need help with growth, link in the bio. I'd love to work with you.
Daddy, why do men come back after hurting you?
Well, first of all, if you see your man come back after you had a relationship with him and then he left and come back, I hope that's what you're saying, that's what you meant.
Mm-hmm.
So they just see you as a easy prey. You know, somebody that they can come back to, somebody that gonna accept them, you know, the way they are. But they didn't realize that from the beginning, that you know, you are there for them, you are easy going with them and everything else. And they think that they can, you know, do whatever they want to do with you, go as they please and come back when they want. It don't work like that.
They always come back. That is not a compliment. I want you to imagine getting fired from a job and then coming around 6 months later asking for another chance. You would be escorted out by security. It's not that the planets just magically aligned. It's that he failed to replace you with the women he was so certain were better than you. It's because he realized that the dating pool is not like the stock market. He did not have options. He had delusions. He doesn't miss you. He misses being admired. He misses someone looking at him like he's a superhero, someone that would ask him thoughtful questions. And so when he says, I miss you, I want you to remember the disrespect. I want you to remember when his family said something that was out of pocket and he just sat there and he didn't stand up for you. I want you to remember his excuses when he couldn't hurt another woman's feelings to save yours. I want you to remember his actions that resulted in you watching Esther Perel's TED Talk over and over again to the point where you could probably get on stage and recite it yourself. I want you to remember how physically sick your body felt because your body knew what your mind was trying to ignore. I want you to remember the stories that he would tell you and the convenient details that he would leave out because he didn't want to empower you with the information that would have made you leave him. I want you to remember that your self-abandonment was the oxygen keeping that relationship alive. And the one time you stand up for yourself, the one time you say no, all of a sudden, you're the bad guy. You're the villain. Listen to me when I say that it is far better to be the villain in someone else's story than the victim of your own. So when the past calls, you let it go to voicemail.
Always remember, dicks are like boomerangs. They always come back. The reason why men always come back is because a lot of the times they don't miss you. They miss the power they had over you. And the only way that they can yield their power is through them being present in your life. A lot of the times the men that you love look confident, all because you're giving them the power by emotionally giving them and without them giving you anything in return. But as soon as you strip them of that power, which is not having you physically there, all of a sudden they notice their powerlessness. People can only yield power through a physical presence or through them having a way of communicating with you. When you strip them of that means of communication, that means of yielding power, all of a sudden they feel helpless and they come back to you to relive that power that you gave them. To learn more, follow me on Instagram or follow me here.
The reason why he's back isn't because he misses you or that he's changed. It's because he failed to replace you with the women he was so certain were better than you. Client came to me and she told me that her avoidant partner of 1.5 years broke up with her out of nowhere. So she blocks him and goes no contact. Radio silence for 2.5 months. And then he emails her saying how much he misses her and how they're soulmates and how he made a horrible mistake and how he just wants to see her. And she thinks, wow, maybe this time apart was painful enough where he actually was forced to do the work because he seems emotionally available now. I mean, he's never written me a love letter like this in the whole 1.5 years that we were together. So she goes to see him, they end up sleeping together, and after, He gets up and goes to take a shower, and then she goes through his phone. And there are conversations with at least 7 different women, and these were the women that he told her not to worry about throughout their entire relationship. She got dressed, she left, and then she booked a call with me. And if you find yourself in this kind of situation, I want you to ask yourself these 2 questions. Is this how I want to be loved? If nothing were to change about the way this man loves me, could my heart handle it for the rest of my life? That email is who that man wants to be, but those DMs are who that man actually is. And finally, when you try to get with those women, they rejected him and left him on red. And even if you can look past this and forgive him, there is always going to be a part of you that thinks, what is this man going to do next to break my heart? Is that how you want to live your life? Or do you want to be with a man who knows what he has when he has it and knows it from the moment he meets you?
Do you know why they always come back about 3 months later? Because the first month, they're busy lying to themselves. The second month, they are distracting themselves. And by month 3, they've tried to beta test some other versions of you and realized that, baby girl, you don't grow on trees. You are a one of a kind. They're never gonna find another you. So they have their light bulb moment, month 3. And do you know what you've done by month 3? Oh my God, you've evolved, you've grown, you've finally taken off your fantasy goggles and put on your reality goggles, and you have accepted the way that you feel about them did not align with the way that they make you feel about yourself. So you're doing great.
So I recently watched this video of this man explaining why men come back after they choose somebody else over you, or why they watch your stories, or why they like your stories or interact with you after leaving. And he used a pretty cool analogy that I'm gonna break down even further so that you can understand why men do this. His analogy was the ice cream versus the juicy steak, and I will tag him below so you guys can watch the original video. When a man comes back into your life, whether that's the virtual streets or he's calling you, whatever it may be, there's a reason for that. Regardless of the reason, he either misses you or he misses the energy and time and effort that you gave him because he didn't find that elsewhere. So I'm going to break this down so that you can understand it a little bit easier. Using the same analogy, the juicy steak and the ice cream. Let's envision that this man, hypothetically, is a child, but probably is in real life too. He is a child, and it's summer, and his mom's at home making steak dinner, and he's out playing with his friends, and the ice cream truck comes by. He's so hungry, but dinner's not going to be ready for a little while. So he chooses the cheap, fast, fun alternative, ice cream. He was so excited because he loves ice cream. It's delicious, it's refreshing, and it gave him that satisfaction he wanted in that moment. But then he remembered, I'm lactose intolerant. My stomach hurts. This didn't last as long as I thought it was going to, and I just remembered my mom's making dinner. So now he's thinking about that juicy steak, the one that his mom's cooking at home, that's on the grill. It's his favorite food. So he runs home. He goes back to the juicy steak that he knows is waiting for him. Now, what you decide to do with that information is on you. And here's the thing, fellas, if you're watching this, not all women are gonna wait. She's most likely moved on and happy and trying to heal from the trauma that you brought into her life. And for other women, sometimes they do wait. Sometimes they will give that second chance because they do love you. But sadly, these men will stay in the virtual streets, like your stories, like your posts, watch your stories because they know they choose wrong. And they miss you. They miss your energy. But you're the big juicy steak, not the ice cream.
Why, no matter what, men are always coming back. A lot of you women may think, oh, he realized he effed up, or he realized I'm the one, or without me, he started to miss me, and things like that. He might have missed you, but not missed being with you. And there's a big difference. He misses the assets, the things you offer, the benefits, whether it's sexual, it's validation, it's a woman he's talking to, things like that. Because if he truly liked you and he wanted to be with you in the first place, none of this shit would have happened. None of this would have happened. When a guy comes back around, it's usually two reasons. One, he wants the assets, and two, you're what I call pre-qualified. And what this means is, you know what, I think I can get these things from her. It's much easier to get it from her because we already messed around. We already been through all the bullshit. We already hooked up. I know she likes me. It's just easier to convince her than convince another woman and having to start from scratch.
Why does a man come back into a woman's life months, sometimes even years after the breakup? You moved on already, you got over the breakup, you've processed it, but somewhere down the line, he came back into your life. Why do men do that? While there are a lot of reasons, I do want to focus on one reason in specific as to why men come back into a woman's life months after the breakup, or sometimes years after the breakup. One I want to focus on is the difference of how men and women process and get over breakups. Generally speaking, it may seem like men get over breakups a lot faster than women do. You might even see him jump into a new relationship or start dating almost immediately after the breakup. Even statistics show this. Statistics show that over 64% of men tend to remarry anywhere from 1 to 3 years after the divorce. That's a lot faster than most women. To understand this, you have to understand that men typically go through 3 psychological stages after every breakup, and those 3 psychological stages are relief, discomfort, and sadness. Relief being the first stage. A man feels relieved from the breakup, so he's going to go out there and enjoy his time, spend time with friends, maybe even date around, get in another relationship, hook up, whatever the case may be. During the stage of relief, that is when a woman may be crying her eyes out and bawling for the breakup and for the relationship, and a man seems happy, he's single, he's moving on. And then comes the second stage, discomfort. That is when a man starts to reflect, he starts to think, life goes back to normal. Those experiences and the feelings of temporal satisfaction that he was experiencing in the stage of relief start fading away. He suddenly feels sad and he finally starts to calm down, and at this moment is when he starts to reflect on things, so he starts to miss you. He'll think about all the things you guys did together, the times you spent together, holding your hand, talking to you, watching movies with you, etc. This is usually when the woman is finally starting to move on from the man, but the man finds himself in a pickle because he's not able to move on. This is when a man starts to feel discomfort, and he'll realize how important you were to him, and he may even regret some of his decisions. And then comes the third psychological stage, which is sadness. This is when the man starts to feel even lonelier because the sadness is engulfing him. He misses you. He realizes that he wants you back in his life, and this is the moment which a man will reach out to you. At this point, some men will go as far as drinking to forget about the woman, or they'll do everything in their power to get the woman back. But by this time, the woman has finally moved on. She has finally started over, and the man is barely catching up. In the context of processing a breakup, when women are heartbroken, men might be having fun, but when women move on, men may feel lost. And that is the biggest difference from how men and women process breakups on average.
You know, I'm convinced that most men circle back around to see the long-lasting impact that they had on you, whether good or bad, whether any piece of you misses what you and him had, whether any piece of you is permanently damaged from how he manipulated you, what he did to you, what he said to you, if any part of you would be willing to accept him back. And I think that a lot of men create a challenge for themselves to see if they can weasel and snake their way back into the door for round 2. I think that their ego drives them to such a level of evil that if they cannot convince you to take them back, they have the opportunity, and they've created this opportunity, to further tear you down if you did not have long-lasting, impactful damage from the first round or first relationship with him. Some of these men only feel successful and only feel accomplished and achieved if they know that they have created such collateral damage that you are forever impacted by.
Why?
And trust me, he will. Here's exactly what you do. When that first text hits your phone, ignore it. No replies, no emojis, nothing. If he calls, don't answer. If he sends a friend request, deny it like he's a spam bot. And before you start thinking, but what if he never reaches out again? Girl, he will. See, men count on you being predictable. They think you're just waiting by the phone like it's 1998. Wrong. When you don't respond, it messes with his ego. Now he's wondering, did she even see my message? Oh, he'll reach out again, trust me. The second time, you answer cool as ice. What's up? Everything okay? No excitement, no OMG, I missed you. Just straight business. He'll expect you to fall apart, but when you hit him with, I'm really good actually, life's been great. Whoo, his ego's done. Now, here's the dagger. When he asks, seen anyone? You hit him with, yeah, but I'm not looking for anything serious right now. I just love being single. Girl, he'll be stunned. Make him work if he wants back in. Drop a 100 if you know your worth.